There's a paradox in human nature that few people truly understand. The nicer you are, the more you will be used. The more you give, the more they will take. You've been told that kindness is a virtue, and it is, but unchecked kindness is a weakness that predators exploit. Friedrich Nietzsche once said, "Beware that when fighting monsters, you yourself do not become a monster." But what he didn't warn you about is the other extreme, becoming prey. Today, we're going to expose the price of being too nice, why people take advantage of you, and how philosophy provides the answer to reclaiming your power. Let's start with a brutal truth. People don't respect those who bend too easily. The world doesn't reward unquestioned kindness. It exploits it. Psychologists call this the doormat effect. It happens when you prioritize others at your own expense, assuming that by being endlessly agreeable, you will be loved and appreciated. But human nature doesn't work that way. The more you sacrifice yourself to gain approval, the more people take you for granted. They start expecting you to say yes. They feel entitled to your time. And worst of all, they begin to see you as disposable. Carl Jung, one of the most profound thinkers in psychology, believed that people who suppress their darker nature, what he called the shadow self, become weak. Why? Because niceness without strength is an illusion. A person who refuses to stand up for themselves, who hides their true thoughts to avoid conflict, is not virtuous. They are repressed, and repression leads to resentment, self-doubt, and emotional exhaustion. Jung argued that true power comes from integrating your shadow, the part of you that is assertive, unapologetic, and even a little dangerous, not recklessly cruel, but someone who commands respect rather than begs for approval. If you are too nice, you attract the wrong people. Manipulators who see you as an easy target, narcissists who enjoy controlling you, takers who drain your energy and give nothing back. This is why nice guys finish last. Not because kindness is bad, but because kindness without strength is weakness. Let's contrast this with Socrates, one of the most influential philosophers in history. Socrates never sought to please people. Instead, he challenged, questioned, and made others uncomfortable. When people claimed to be wise, he exposed their ignorance. When they followed the crowd, he forced them to think for themselves. When they expected easy answers, he gave them difficult questions. For this, he was both respected and feared. He wasn't nice, he was authentic. And that's the key. Niceness without wisdom is self-sabotage. To be truly respected, you must be more than just agreeable. You must be someone worth remembering. Human nature is rooted in evolutionary psychology. For thousands of years, humans lived in tribes where status and dominance determined survival. The strongest hunters got the best food. The most confident leaders guided the group. The weakest individuals were either exploited or cast aside. Even in modern society, this instinct remains. People may claim to value pure kindness, but in reality, they follow strength. In business, the assertive negotiator gets the deal, not the overly accommodating one. In relationships, the confident partner is attractive, not the one who is desperate for approval. In friendships, the person who sets boundaries earns respect, not the one who constantly sacrifices their needs. The world is not cruel, it's indifferent. And in an indifferent world, only those who command respect get what they want. Kindness is a beautiful trait, but only when it comes from a place of power. When you are kind without asserting yourself, it doesn't inspire admiration, it signals weakness. And what happens when people sense weakness? They test your limits. They take more than they give. They see you as a resource, not a person. Think about Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic emperor of Rome. He was a philosopher king, known for his wisdom and compassion, but he was also ruthlessly disciplined, unshaken by fear, and unwavering in his decisions. Imagine if Marcus Aurelius had been too nice, too hesitant, too eager to please. Rome would have fallen under his rule. His kindness was powerful because it was backed by strength, discipline, and unshakable principles. If you want your kindness to be valued, it must be backed by a spine of steel. People pleasers live by one dangerous belief. If I make everyone happy, they will love me. This is a lie. The reality is that when you constantly try to please others, you lose your own identity because you are always molding yourself to fit what others want. You attract manipulators because they see your kindness as a tool to exploit. You become resentful because deep down you realize you are giving more than you receive. Psychologist Carl Jung argued that people who suppress their true nature in order to be liked are not truly good. They are merely afraid. Afraid of rejection, afraid of conflict, afraid of standing alone. But this fear does not lead to love or respect. Instead, it leads to self-betrayal. True respect comes from authenticity, not from being agreeable. There's a cruel irony to being a people pleaser. The more you try to be liked, the less people respect you. Think about it. When you never say no, people assume your time isn't valuable. When you never express your real thoughts, people assume you don't have any. When you always go along with others, people stop seeing you as a leader and start seeing you as a follower. Friedrich Nietzsche once wrote, "He who always seeks to please others will never command respect." This is the curse of the people pleaser. You think you are making yourself valuable, but in reality, you are making yourself invisible. The opposite of being a people pleaser is not being selfish. It is being self-respecting. Here's how to shift your mindset. Stop seeking external validation. If your happiness depends on how others see you, you will always be controlled by them. Instead, start asking, what do I actually want? Set boundaries without guilt. Saying no does not make you a bad person. It makes you someone who values your time and energy. Embrace discomfort. People won't always like it when you stop pleasing them, but discomfort is the price of freedom. Be kind by choice, not by fear. Real kindness is powerful when it is given freely, not when it is forced by fear of rejection. The world does not need more people pleasers. It needs people who are authentic, self-respecting, and unafraid to stand their ground. The hidden cost of being a people pleaser is that you sacrifice your own power. But the solution is not to become ruthless. It is to become balanced, to be kind, but not submissive, to be generous, but not self-sacrificing, to be strong, but not cruel. The world rewards those who respect themselves, and when you start valuing yourself, you will no longer need the approval of others.